There are three different types of covert ops tokens that the terrorist can choose to play each turn. There are bombs, recruiting cells, and traps. Each of them does something different. Bombs are most typically played. Bombs are how terrorists will usually get most of their points. The way bombs work is they're played face down just like the other covert ops tokens on the city card down here in the terrorist trail. If this card comes off, so the way it comes off is if the terrorist moves to a new location, this card it would be revealed, and if this was a bomb, then it would be activated. And the terrorist would get points based on the number of points that that city was worth. Small cities are circles and are worth 1 point for a bomb. A larger city, so for example, Odessa, which is a square city, is worth 2 points from a bomb. And then a city that contains an airport, which there's one in each colored region except for dark green, they are worth 3 points if the bomb explodes there. The other way that bombs can explode in a city is if an operative moves into a city, the operative attempts to defeat the covert ops token and has to roll a die or dice against it. If the operative fails against a bomb, then the bomb blows up while it's trying to be defused, and points are awarded to the terrorist. So the way a turn might work, and we have each of the tokens down here, the way I set it up. Secret agents would go first, and let's say secret agent chooses to go to Brussels. So this card is Brussels. The terrorist would reveal it and show that it's a recruiting cell. Now, the secret agent gets to roll 1 die against recruiting cells and 1 die against traps. The secret agent would get to roll 2 dice against, secret agents would get to roll 2 dice against traps and 1 die against recruiting cells and 1 die against bombs. Secret agent's specialty is dealing with traps. Against a recruiting cell, secret agent rolls a die. If it's a roll of a 1, 2, or a 3, then the recruiting cell is defeated. If it's a roll of a 4, 5, or a 6, then the recruiting cell is activated. The number of points that the recruiting cell is worth is based on the city and is listed here on the city cards. In this case, Brussels is worth 2. A quick way to remember is whatever the city is worth in terms of points for bombs, it's double that for the recruiting cell. The exception being this dark green region here and here, which bombs may not be played for the terrorist, but are worth twice as much for recruiting cell efforts. So in this case, and if the die is a 6 in the attempt to defuse it, not only does the terrorist get the number of points, but the operative actually dies. In this case, let's say a 5 was rolled, well, let's say a 6 was rolled. If a 6 was rolled, the terrorist would get 2 strength, so go from a 7 to a 9. Because it was a 6, the operative would die, and the terrorist gets 1 point for killing an operative in an attempt to defuse a bomb, a trap, or a recruiting cell. And then this token would be removed. Then if a bomb squad moves to Hanover, and this card is Hanover, the terrorist would reveal it. There's a bomb there, so the bomb squad has to deal with it. Bomb squad gets to roll 2 dice. Let's say he rolls a 6 and a 3. He gets to pick which one he wants because he's bomb squad. Bomb squad gets 2 dice against bombs. Secret agents gets 2 dice against traps. Special forces gets 2 dice against recruiting cells. In this case, the die he would want is the 3 because a 1, 2, or 3 diffuses the bomb. If he would have rolled, let's say, a 4 and a 6, he would have wanted to choose the 4 because the 6 would kill him. The 4, the terrorist would get the points, 1 point for the bomb going off, but at least he would still be alive. But if it's a 3, the bomb is diffused and there's no effect. And then special forces can move, and let's say special forces moves into Hamburg. Now this is the terrorist's current location. The terrorist would reveal the location. Card is Hamburg. It's a trap. The way traps work is the operative first rolls a die before combat begins with the actual terrorist. The trap has to be dealt with. The operative rolls a die. Special forces gets to roll 1 die against traps. Only secret agent would get to roll 2 dice and pick which one. He rolls a 3. That much health is then lost by Special Forces before combat begins. Note that if Special Forces would have rolled a 6, then he would have died before combat even took place. So now that the trap is removed, then combat would actually take place, which will be explained in another video. So that goes over traps, bombs, and recruiting cells, their differences, how the terrorist plays them and gets a benefit from them, and then which operative is best against which type of covert ops token.